Hi Aquarius, welcome to your soul to soul reading. This channel is called The Witching Hour. My name is Michelle and I'm a witch. If you're returning to this channel and you're a subscriber, welcome back. Good to see you. And if you're new, merry meet and thank you for coming by. This is your soul to soul tarot oracle reading for the month of March 2018. You can return to this reading anytime you feel called to it, and it will be relevant to you at the time you read it. My videos are really not time sensitive. They're really intuitively based, and if you're drawn to them by your intuition, feel free to revisit them anytime you wish. They'll always be relevant. So I was kind of tuning into your energy right before I sat and got started here. And my feeling for you, Aquarius, is that, first of all, there was a significant reason why you were supposed to go last, and I have no idea what that is. I just did how I was led to do by spirit. And I was wanting to tune into your energy, and I got 3 words. They were peace, prosperity, and freedom. The other feeling I got was seeing a twister, a tornado, and then seeing a rainbow, this peace, like the clouds are still there, but there's this peace after this significant storm. And it feels as though some of you have been through a significant life-changing transformation, a life-changing event, something that may have knocked your life into a chaotic tailspin. I'm getting more as I'm talking now about it. But for all that chaos, you feel that much more at peace. It's one of those things. It's like it's one of those things when you say only that kind of event, surviving or enduring that kind of event, can give you this kind of peace. So it's like the harder the storm, the brighter the rainbow. That was a just on the spot channeled message for you. And I do feel that whatever you've been left with are the important things in your life, and that I just keep getting this profound sense of peace after a really hard time. And that we're going to see what lies in store for us now, especially in the near future after this. There are some of you who are looking to the cause of it, or at least to say, like, what can I bring out of this storm into my life now? And I'm going to look into the cards and tell you what I can see. I certainly don't have all the answers for you, and I cannot answer all the questions about why. And sometimes there really is no answer about why. It's more about, what did it bring you? What did it bring you, and what did you get out of it? Whatever that may be. Very often there's hard times or bad times bring a gift with them. And sometimes it takes us a while to see how that gift develops and comes out of the situation. So without further ado, let's look into the cards and see what they're saying. That message doesn't pertain to all of you. It pertains to some of you who have gone through a hard time recently. And it was much more transforming than the usual life lesson. And I think that's why I was led to say that to you. Okay, so tonight, tonight, whatever time you watch this, I'm using the Sacred Circle Tarot by Anna Franklin and Paul Mason. I'm also going to be drawing from True Love Reading Cards by Belinda Grace. and the Crystal Reading Cards by Rochelle Sherman. I have other decks of cards that I may, I'm shuffling them now, that I may draw from as I'm led to by Spirit. And just wanted to let you know that saying I'm a witch doesn't, I understand what that means, but witch is different things to different people, many different things. I'm a clairvoyant and empathic, etc., etc. Clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, all of the clairs, but I'm also empathic. I'm an empathic medium. And that means I feel your feelings. Like E.T. and Elliot from the movie. Elliot feels his feelings, so that's kind of like what it's like. So when I can feel something, I know that that's absolutely a certainty. When I can feel your energy that deeply, then I know that what's being channeled is absolutely certain. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to look into the areas of love, security, and freedom. Alrighty, I'm going to bring the camera down to the table so that you can see them up close. And excuse me if there's any shaking. Okay. I want to tweak it a little bit. Okay. All right, here we go. I also like you to see me handling the cards. That's kind of reassuring to see. This is your first card. And now while I may have them sectioned out into these life areas, as I'm just kind of my standard setup to have this baseline of areas, life areas to look at, Spirit will have its own way and do what it wants with the cards. And Spirit is the one really leading this reading, not me. I am just the instrument, and the information gets channeled through me. And lots of times these areas get linked together. Sometimes they get ignored altogether, and Spirit says, no, we're just going to do a free form reading. Forgot to put my sign up. Very sophisticated. Let's see, Aquarius. There is a special reason why you came last, and I don't know what it is, but let's see. I'm going to clarify these cards too. Your first card in the area of love is the High Priest. This is the marriage card. So, very, very special time for some of you. Not all of you are necessarily getting married right now, but I definitely feel that someone is, for sure. I am feeling a female energy associated with it. So of the happy couple, you're the one who's watching this. I see a young woman with brown hair, and she's very lovely, very pretty. And I see you having an outdoor wedding. Or you just did. I'm seeing someone in the military. I'm seeing someone in the military. I'm seeing, when I just out of the corner of my eye caught the word high, and I thought high flying, so I don't know if you've just married a pilot. Let me move on, because otherwise I'll get stuck on this one card and we'll spend the whole reading here. But this is the energy that's kicking off. And okay, let's keep going. The area of security. Diplomacy, the Seven of Swords. Okay. I will look up specifically what this means in the accompanying book, Because in the traditional tarot, the Seven of Swords is secrecy or under cover of darkness. Can mean sneaking around or deception. It can mean something as benign as forgetfulness and neglect. But this card, this is a pagan Celtic deck, and it says diplomacy, and we're going to look that up specifically if the clarifying cards don't clarify it enough for us. And for the area of freedom, you have movement signified by the Knight of Cups, and this is definitely a romance card. Definitely new love, established love, but feeling new. There's a renewal here of love. I feel that absolutely, definitely. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm feeling this area of diplomacy was a court case, a court settlement. This here. This was something, there was something happening in court. Okay. We're going to clarify these cards now. I'm feeling drawn to clarify them with a couple of different decks. I'm going to use this Morgan Greer. This is a card that was created in the 1970s. They're very pretty. Done in the 1970s. I feel these two linked. These two are linked. Somebody's going to court for something. I know that there's that young married couple, but I also feel that there is a lot of concern about someone in the military. And there they go. They've started flying already. Now I'm going to have to lean way down here and get it. Excuse me. Get the strength card. Yep. This may be the person or the persons involved in whatever that tough situation was. It was a lot. It was like I'm getting the words enduring battle. A long. Oh man, I don't know if someone. There was some kind of lawsuit or some kind of compensation. I'm not seeing the Justice card, which is funny because all I'm seeing is the military. High flying. I'm not sure if that feels like deployment or if there was some kind of traffic accident involved here. And Veterans Affairs or something like that. Some kind of compensation given for this loss. I feel almost as if it was a loss of life, and yet I'm feeling that there's someone that passed and there's someone that didn't. There's someone that passed and there's someone that didn't. Whatever this was, it was very life-altering. And I keep seeing that young bride, and I'm seeing that someone lost something. This is the Eight of Pentacles. This signifies the work card. I'm wondering if there is some kind of workers' compensation in one scenario, but also the loss of oh, I'm getting a lot of energy coming through me, so it's making me catch my breath. There's a lot of energy coming through here. This feels like someone who has lost their means of their capabilities, their physical capabilities. They can no longer work. Like a disability. keep going. Okay, anything else on this High Priest card? What's going on in this? I'm being pulled over to the Diplomacy card now, this court case. This isn't for everyone. And this one storyline is not going to rule over the... I feel several people here involved. I feel quite a few people involved in this event that happened, this almost like a traffic accident or a compensation of some kind. A new couple starting out, and then they're just met right away with these challenges. That there was someone who was lost, someone who wasn't. Someone lost their physical capabilities in providing for themselves, their finances for themselves, and their new wife or their new family. But there are several here. I don't know if there are, in another scenario, if there's company layoffs. And this is pulling me. Company layoffs, there's compensation, these veterans, or someone hurt in the line of duty or in deployment, not, in service, military service, but also here, like a compensation, like there were layoffs in another scenario. Layoffs, compensation, having to get through very mean financial times, but you are making it through. You are making it through for sure. You're not going to lose what you have. There's some kind of, someone has some kind of holding, these financial holdings, and they're, am I going to lose this? Am I going to lose this? Because you're worried about paying, like, is it lawyer's fees? Because if you don't win the case, you're going to have to pay the lawyer, and you have the means to pay for it, but then that will leave you with nothing. And they're not going to say, oh, well, don't worry, it's on the house. But my feeling is that you are going to be okay. They're going to, oh gosh, I'm very leery of saying that, but it feels like you're going to win the case. You're going to have your money, because either you'll win the case and you won't have to pay them, and the lawyer will get paid through the settlement, or some other boon, financial boon, will come up that will compensate for what you do have to pay the lawyer with. I just don't feel that there's going to be a loss of money. I just don't think so, whether you win or lose the case. Now, this is the card of one-upmanship, of a futile battle, an exercise in futility. It's a win-lose. This is when someone else has the upper hand and you feel disempowered, or you have the upper hand and someone else is disempowered. What I'm feeling is that the reason you're here in this situation is because somebody didn't fight fair. Somebody didn't fight fair. I am going to have to look up this diplomacy card. Somebody didn't fight fair. But this is, I don't feel it ending. I don't feel it ending here. It's like you have not had the last word. I feel that this is as if you're saying to this, or your lawyers or somebody, the justice system is saying, you have not had the last word, meaning towards the person who you have this litigation against, or someone who has brought you into litigation. It's as if you're saying to them, you have not had the last you have not heard the last of me. You have not had the last word. We're going to have the final say. We're going to have the final say. And you do. You do get to have. That's absolutely going towards you having the final say. And you being heard. You will be heard. Oh, please keep in mind that these readings are, the energies I'm getting, and please don't I feel like I have to put a disclaimer here. Maybe this is about a disclaimer. Someone is fighting some kind of disclaimer in court. Excuse the pause while I'm listening to the cards in spirit. I do feel a young man's energy here in this Knight of Cups. I'd like to clarify that, and I keep being drawn to this. It looks like they're fireworks. It's like they're fireworks. A lot of fireworks going off. The fireworks show. Someone's calling it that, or I don't know. I don't think it was that literally, but there was something maybe that happened in around the 4th of July or something that happened last year or is happening this year around the 4th of July. This again has the feeling of patriotism, the feeling of, okay, I'm thinking of that movie then, the Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise, which was about a wounded veteran. Oh, brother, all the things that are tying in here. Oh, man. Okay. Any clarification for this young man and this young man over here, the Knight of Cups? It's a good-hearted, a sweet, good-hearted person. I feel that there is energy coming through of someone who has passed, someone who has crossed over. Someone who has crossed over. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm seeing like a military funeral. Oh boy, I'm so sorry for whoever that is for. Okay, these cards are done. I'm going to pick from these. These are called the Fairy Ring Oracle cards. I'm just going to ask for 2 or 3 clarifying cards. 2 or 3 clarifying cards to help us put this whole picture together and see what in the world is going on. Now I'm seeing an officer and a gentleman. I'm seeing the movie, you know, Officer and a Gentleman. All of these military ties. There are a lot of people involved in this case. A lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts. I just have to emphasize it again. I keep feeling it every time I look at this card, that no matter what happens in court, no matter what happens, you're going to have the final say. You're going to be heard. You're going to feel empowered regardless of the results. You are going, and that's a rare thing. That's what the feeling I'm getting is, well, that doesn't happen very often. That you get heard. That the right side gets heard. This is how I'm feeling. That's a surprise or not a common occurrence because, and this is the experience that you're aware of, that, well, this doesn't happen very often, but that, and people are saying that as well. Devil's Advocate. I'm seeing the movie Devil's Advocate. Lots of movies, movie themes playing through my mind. Court. Is it Devil's Advocate? Am I thinking of that movie? Is it just the phrase that's coming up? Also the other one with Al Pacino. I don't know if I want to pick a third one. I do. The other one with Al Pacino. He's you know, oh, he's in the military, he's blind. What is the name of that movie? You know, and he keeps saying that, you know, like, hoorah. You know, that thing. I forget. That didn't feel right. So I'm seeing military and court system and legal eagles, and man, it's just overwhelming. Let's see these cards. This one is, excuse me, the Two of Summer, the Wayland Smith. This is creating something new. This is creating like a new precedence or a new legislature. That's my feeling. This is Tiddy Munn. Tiddy Munn is his name. This is a sign of good fortune, but it specifically does not refer to monetary fortune. It means a deal of satisfaction, good fortune in the sense of fulfillment. But I'll look that up for you. And this one is the King of Winter. This is a very wise, discerning, like a judge, someone of good judgment, someone of discernment. You may be making an appeal to the judge, okay? I'm so leery of saying this because it really seems like okay, I'm just going to generalize everything I say as a disclaimer. Okay, this is my disclaimer. I'm going to say that generally I have a good feeling about it. I do not want to give false hope or anything like that. I cannot be responsible for that. Ethically, I just cannot say, yes, in fact, this is going to happen. But I will tell you that I feel very, very, extremely good about how this is going to turn out, what direction this is going to take, what this is going to be leading. I see it leading, this whole experience is leading, and I see something trailing behind it. As if this is going to actually incite some kind of movement in the law or the legal system or in legislation, or it's creating a movement, and just like this card, it's creating a movement. This person, this is a judge. I'm telling you, this is a judge, and he's very disposed towards this young man, or the memory of this young man, or this young man's circumstances. He is looking at the welfare and the well-being as opposed to the litigation aspect. He's looking more at this person as a human being. He is going to. He is going to. If he doesn't, this is so channeled right now. If he doesn't, he will have so much karma to pay in his lifetime and in the next lifetime. That's what I'm feeling. It's like, rest assured, you will not have the last say if it comes out wrong. Somebody will answer to someone. This is a very serious thing. All right, I have to, for the sake of everyone else watching, I have to go off in another direction as far as pulling away. This almost seems like a runaway reading, but it really was supposed to be here. There was a reason for it, and it's to let you know that it's like as if God, as if Spirit is aware of your circumstances and holds the entire thing in their hands, that Spirit holds the entire thing in their hands and It's like, so rest assured, no matter what the outcome is, that God has a hold of it and is going to mete out the consequences over time, over the course of history, over the course of everyone's personal histories. It's like you have to let go of wanting an accounting of each and every individual's and each and every individual person's accountability in this circumstance. You have to let go of that and rest assured that God is going to mete out all the responsibility, all the accountability, but it may be over time. It may not be all within your sight. You may not get to see it all happen. You have to come to terms with that early on. Much sooner rather than later, you have to come to terms with that. You have to. You have to. Because you are being strongly, not admonished, you are being strongly advised to not interfere in the justice system of God. God has its own justice system. And you must adhere to that no matter what people are doing. You have to go with, you have to. Because that's the more important one. And that's what you're being told. And you know this. You feel it in your heart, but you get caught up in the details. You have to let that go now. And we have to bring this reading into a more universal message for everyone else. But everyone else is getting the message because there may be other people who are aware of your situation here. There are other people aware of what's going on in your life, and they may be watching. Your friends, your family, your neighbors, the people you know. It's like there's a lot of people who you know, who might tune into this story here, even on this little dinky YouTube channel, and witness this and go, oh my God, she's talking about you. And this is going to help everyone pull together to help you accept the judgment of God. And I don't like to portray God as being a judgmental, punishing, punitive God. And that is not actually what I am saying. But it's more like there's a higher level of judgment. There's a higher level of meting out circumstances or things like that. I'm even being told not to say the word consequences, because that is about vengeance more than it is about justice. And you should be seeking the justice of God, and you won't be seeing how that all plays out. You won't be seeing it. There are too many moving parts in people's people's souls. You don't see like how it will unfold over time, over lifetimes, it said. Many lives, so it's many life timelines going off in all these directions. You can't have the satisfaction of getting to see it all happen, but just know that it will happen. But it will happen in God's timing and in God's way, according to God's justice, and not yours. But yours will also be addressed. Your sense of justice or injustice. The people here who are watching this event take place with you, along with you, even if they're just watching it from some other means, they're not right there with you, but they're aware of it. They're going to help you contain this whole experience. Okay, they're going to help offer you perspective. I'm going to draw a card from the True Love reading cards here. I don't know if this involved a shooting, if there was a shooting, if there was some kind of very high profile criminal court case or something. Also, I'm getting now, there's just so many moving parts here, my goodness. Your friends and fellow experiencers are going to help you maintain your perspective. I have to say that's an absolute certainty. They're going to help you maintain your perspective. I'm going to take 2. Yes, you can perceive this experience as a sign from God. Yes, you can. I feel someone, yeah, okay. So here's card number 1. Yin and Yang, balance. See, everything is not black or white. That's what I was saying. Not everything is so black or white. We have to take into consideration, not the gray areas, that there are no hard and fast answers, that there are too many moving parts. Not about the truth. There is a truth. There is a black and a white truth. Yes. There is a yes and there is a no. But as far as all the people involved and what's right for everybody is not it's not one size fits all. Okay, the justice and the compensation from God is not one size fits all. And that's where you have to let it go. You have to take what God has given you and trust it's going to unfold over time. It will have long-term benefits for you. Long-term benefits for you. The justice. For you personally. And for all the other people involved. That is specific between them and God. And it's all good. It's like, it's an individual thing. It's a very individual thing. And you can't know. It's for each person to know. Not for you to know all of it, but for each person to know. Okay, that should make sense to you. It's not one size fits all. Only concern yourself with what you need to be concerned with, and it's going to have very long-term benefits for you. For the rest of your life, it's going to benefit. It's going to compensate. There's going to be something. There's something. The other card is self-respect. This has to do with you coming to terms. When I was saying earlier, coming to terms with something. Coming to terms with something. It has a lot to do with how you feel inside about how you feel inside about victimization of yourself, of you having been victimized. So this is this is where it's getting into far-reaching. Everybody is grabbing hold of this message. It has to do with your perception of victimization, and your self-respect is what's coming to the fore now, and you are being made aware of this. You are currently, almost like right now in this very moment, you can feel your self-respect growing. You can feel it's really all about being a matter of integrity, and you feel that you don't want to demean yourself into constantly feeling that you've been that you're being victimized, that you're being re-victimized, that you're being, that's not quite the right word, but almost as if the sense of being victimized is being perpetuated, like protracted or something, like And you feel like, no, I will not live my life that way. I will not live my life with the mentality of a victim forever. Was I victimized? Was so-and-so victimized? Yeah. Were they? Was that person? All these different people who were victimized. And it's like, yes, that's yes. That is a black or white answer. Yes. Absolutely. Am I a victim forever? No, I am not. And that's what I'm feeling, is this self-respect. You refuse to continue to be a victim or continue to be seen as a victim or to live like one. I'm not telling you to feel this. I'm telling you how I feel. This is like what the empathic feeling. These are the feelings I'm feeling coming from some of you, many of you. Some of you know many people who feel this way. Regarding this situation and other situations similar to it, is you feel, you take a sense of pride in saying, no, I'm no longer going to feel like I'm being re-victimized again. I will not do it, not by fighting this system, but by simply living with my integrity, with my dignity intact. That's the feeling, the self-respect. It's the dignity, the self-respect that you feel in putting your dignity first and foremost. You are walking with your head held high. Through all of this, you've been given the strength. You have been given the strength. You have your sense of fulfillment even through this hard time. You have your sense of, it doesn't matter how it turns up or what other people do. I will not be a victim again. I will not re-victimize myself by reliving this or participating in things that relive this event over and over again. I will not appeal to a human court. I will appeal only to a higher court, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You will appeal only to that higher court of God. And you won't even just deal with anything else. And that's what gives you the peace of mind. That's what gives you the peace of mind. And you're willing to let God, Spirit, show you. You have, I can't even tell you, the angelic presence is so strong in your life right now. You are being so protected. So protected. It's not even funny. I mean, I feel angelic presence, but I mean, this is really, really strong regarding this whole situation. And you in particular, whoever this is, because this isn't all just for one person, but there's one person feeling, it's like they felt the presence of the angel, like Archangel Michael or Gabriel, but I know Archangel Michael is the most protective, but they're all protective. Trust me. I mean, you know that. But it's like one person has actually experienced the feeling of the presence of a protective angel. Someone's life was saved. They experienced it. They're like, I almost want to say you could have seen it. It's almost like the presence was so strong, you could have seen it. Even though with your eyes you didn't see it, it's like you could have. It felt so strong there. You know that someone was being protected miraculously by an angel. End of discussion. End of story. Thank you very much. And it's like, ooh, very strong energy. Okay, so is that everything? Are we going to look at this diplomacy card? Yes. Okay, so here we go. Sacred Circle Tarot. 7 of Swords, 7 of Air, Diplomacy. Read it really quick. Turned right to it. I turned right to it. The divinatory meaning. Okay, so you can see it. This is the picture for the next card. This is the divinatory meaning for this card here. Okay? There's the picture. the symbolism. I'm just going to read the divinatory meanings, and if I feel I have to read the symbolism, I will. Okay? I want to pull this up so you can see it as I read. Okay. Divinatory meanings. The Seven of Swords advises you that cooperation is required in dealing with the present situation. You cannot achieve what you want alone. Any quarrels now will lead to further problems, so you must be diplomatic and tactful in your communication with friends and colleagues, even if you have to bite your tongue. That is what this card is. That is what this card is. Quarreling, being lacking diplomacy and tact. This is when I don't care how anybody else feels, I only care how I feel. I only care about how I see the truth. I only care about what I want out of this situation. Okay? And it's an exercise in futility because nobody wins. Okay? And so that's what that's saying.